Hello everyone, I'm very happy that you have joined today to watch this video because I have something to say, and I actually got this idea for this video from a comment that I received on one of my Instagram posts. So this comment, it actually was just the person observed that my physique or my appearance, it seems that it changes from photo to photo quite a lot. So I look very different. Of course, for me, in some ways, it's obvious for me. I look a little bit different in this photo than in this because there's also the time difference and everything. But it was just this observation that my body looks very different in many of my photos. And also, this person said that his physique is basically the same. That it actually changes, like even from week to week, his physique can look like completely different. And the question was here that am I sort of attached to a certain physical appearance of my body, or do I more or less just follow, follow the feeling of my body? Do I listen to more or less the feeling of my body and just observe the overall, like how well does my body work, like as a whole? And so I think we have touched this subject on this channel like a little bit before in some of the videos, especially in the videos where I was sitting down with Samuli and we were talking about, for example, how you should focus more on the overall well-being of your body instead of focusing on the externalities such as a number of weight you're lifting, or being able to do hard skills, or just being super muscular. So that it's much more actually important, and for us it has been a big change to start focusing more on that sort of internal feeling of the body instead of these external goals that you might have. But I think this is also a subject that could be talked about a little more, and especially because on these times when the social media is huge, and there's so many people, including me, who are basically presenting their physiques, doing, posing in photos, and I think this sort of setting it can set a wrong message in some occasions also. And people can get a very distorted idea of what a body should look like. People can have very distorted image of their body, of what is desirable, what is even achievable to get. And I think this is something that should be opened up a little more. And it's just this question that I received in this in this post about the attachment to the physical appearance really just sort of evoked this thing. So me personally, I've had to kind of because I started to make YouTube videos from a very, many years ago already. And in this, like in videos, you can't really control how your body looks always. And so, and many times when I made the video and afterwards I was watching myself on the video or editing, I was like, I don't look that good. I don't look as big as I thought I was, or I don't look so shredded, or I thought I would look more impressive. So I had these issues also, earlier in my career. I was like, just my body image wasn't really there. I was comparing too much, or I don't know, I had this image in my head that I should look better or bigger. But, luckily in those times I still I refused to make actions based on that. I still made the videos even if I thought that I didn't look maybe good, because I knew that it would still be helpful for many other people. And actually these things that I talk about, they're very selfish things. They're very selfish to think, that people would necessarily even care, because you will always probably in these phases you will see yourself worse than you actually are, and for many other people they would not think any negative about you, and if they do, then it's their own problem. But so I had to go through this sort of thing in the very early on because I was the videos, and right now, for example, there's like about maybe, I don't know, maybe close to 300 videos on our YouTube channel. And I think it shows my body from the development of my body during many years at the moment. And it shows my body from many sides. Sometimes I'm more fluffy, sometimes I'm more pumped, sometimes more ripped, sometimes bigger, sometimes, sometimes a little bit smaller, and so on and so on. Sometimes I'm relaxed, I'm not doing any flexing or something, I'm doing movement or moving around. So this sort of like this is what helped me in a way to to be more open, to accept the different looks of my body, because I just saw it all the time. My body my body looked different on all the videos and everything. So I had to kind of accept that, hey, my body actually it changes, you know, and it's very actually what I want you to also realize that this is normal. So your body, you should allow your body to have this flexibility to look different on different phases, because if you start to control it, because as I said, it's normal, it's going to happen no matter what you're going to do. Your body is going to change. Sometimes you don't maybe like it as much, but this is going to happen. And if it's going to be a big problem for you, or it's going to bother you, then it's going to be a big problem, because also then you start to feel bad about it for not very good reasons, because it's just going to happen. So getting over this is very important, because if you start to let your body image or the appearance dominate what you're doing, you will very, very quickly kind of go to the wrong directions. So also from my early training days, when I was more attached to the muscular body, and I didn't really, or I let it too much dominate what I was doing. And it actually drew me to a little bit wrong direction initially also, because I kept going despite my body giving me warning signs. I still kept going with the training, and I tried to sort of force my body to be in a certain way. So this is not just about the looks, but also about, for example, as I said, the wanting to lift a certain amount of weight and thinking that this is when you're strong. So it's actually all these externalities, not just the appearance, but also the skills, the weights, whatever they are. But I was trying to force these things, even despite the many little warning signs that were there. But at some point, of course, it just became so obvious that I can't stay on that road. And luckily, I also understood very quickly that the appearance, something that is really not even the most important thing. Okay, but then it is also that it is not wrong to value. I think it's not wrong to value physical appearance or appreciate a well-developed body or something like this. I think this is totally fine. If I'm in shape, I really enjoy it, and I want to keep it this way. You know, I don't want to suddenly come here in front of the camera and look just completely out of shape. So you can say in a way that I am attached into being in shape or being fit, but how that being fit actually, how does it look in my body? How does it represent in my body? That is open. So I don't try to design exactly what it's going to look like. So in many areas in life, the same as in training, you should kind of have a trust that if you do the right thing, you train the correct way, in a good way, and you just do the good things, then the good results will come. And this is also what I've developed, this sort of trust in my training over the years, and I've seen it work also. Because for me, my body, I think it's great. I like the way my body is at the moment. I like the way it looks. And I know that even now it changes all the time. Every year it's going to change, and for that is okay for me. But the results have come to me even though I don't let the physical appearance dominate what I'm doing. So when I'm going to training, I don't think that I need to grow this. I don't I just don't let it confuse me, because it does. In the end, you're starting kind of from the wrong end, because by training well and training properly your muscles, they will grow. They don't grow by just like you trying to force them to grow or somehow in a weird manner. So the aesthetics or the most even pleasing physique for me comes from just simply from training well and having a normally functioning healthy body. I think there's also a limit to what extent we can even design our own bodies. Of course, there you have a lot of freedom and we have a lot of power over what will happen in our body, and we can really also plan what muscles, or we can, through the mind-muscle connection, we can sort of very, very intensely control what muscles and areas we develop in our body. But there's a lot of limits though to what extent we can design how big we are going to get or something like this. We all have a certain potential or genetic potential, and this can, this will open up during many, many years, but you can't really, you can't change what it eventually will be. You can just do your best, and the results are the best outcome that is possible for your body will come into fruition. But so the main, of course, point here was that the question was, am I attached to the physical appearance, or do I follow more the overall feeling? And this has been really a continuous process over the years, where I've changed from being more based on or attached to the appearance and externalities. I've changed more and more all the time into getting rid of it and being just more or following that sort of overall feeling and well-being of the body, because this is something that you will also notice the older you get. If you happen to get smarter as you get older, that this is really what matters: the overall well-being, the overall shape of your body, the functionality of your body. This is what really matters and what brings confidence, what brings good feeling. Instead of trying to pretend an image that behind could be very, very broken or something, this is really not the way. And I think like life will at some point, even especially for young people especially, it is important, this sort of appearance, and usually it's valued a lot. But you must realize that at some point, if you let it dominate what you're doing, you will have to pay for it. And this will happen, and I can 100% guarantee that if you let it dominate, the looks dominate everything, and always when you're training, you will have to pay for it later. So it's good to understand that you can value them. You can value the appearance, the youthful power, whatever, your six-pack and muscles, but don't let it dominate what you're doing. It can be there, but what guides you forward should be something else, and you should actually trust that what is guiding you from inside your body actually also leads to the best results regarding your appearance as well. I would recommend you even to, for a while, just completely forget the looks. Just completely leave out the aesthetics from your mind, leave out numbers from your mind. Like this is sort of like a fast from having these external goals in your head, and simply focus on just on the body. Like this will do a lot of good. Just don't have any idea of what your body should look like. Only focus on sort of how it should perform, how you like your joints to move, how soft would you like to feel in your body, or flexible, or whatever. Just focus on this sort of functional or internal feelings and aspects of the body, and focus on how efficiently really your body works overall. Like this sort of even consciously, if you start to get these ideas, you need to go training because you need to pump your chest bigger or something, leave this away for a while. This also like comes down to just shutting yourself a little bit from the outside world, because if you're constantly staring at photos of bodybuilders or something, this will also create that sort of it can be great inspiration, don't get me wrong, but it also can set you on a path where you start to obsess over certain body parts, body areas and whatever, and this is not it's not a very healthy approach. So you need to be very careful of the things what you're digesting from the social media and from the pictures, and understand that this can really distort the way you also see yourself. So you have to kind of keep this sort of like a little fast to start to see things in how they really are, because at the moment you probably don't even really see how your body is, how your body looks like. Just let your body really follow this sort of, or the appearance of your body, just let it flow. Let it flow along your training, along your journey, along your age, along whatever path you're going through, and don't let it like stop you from going into certain directions. This is really the worst. If you let it keep you in place because you're sort of obsessed and you need to keep it in a certain way. You've decided what it should be, your body. Just allow this sort of freedom for your body to express really what it needs to be expressing, and look what it needs to look in a certain moment, and have the trust. That is really the final thing. You need to have a trust in your own doings. When you do the good thing, you train well, train in the right way, you go through the whole body, you have really no chance but to get good results for your body and for your appearance. And keep evolving during the process, learning to train better as well all the time. It's a huge skill to learn to train and to set your lifestyle to support getting good results, and there's no shortcuts, absolutely nothing that you can make it like jump or skip the steps and think that you will get to the good results. You will only have to pay on the way if you start to go take the shortcuts and start to force something to happen. So that's it, guys. So let all these images go away from your body, and this way you free so much potential, much more potential for your body that way. Hope you enjoyed this video, and it got you kind of a lot of like ideas, you know, on really, if you have had this problem, if you have really been attached to it, and if you notice anything here, you know, that I'm talking about, if you notice these things of yourself, actually I'd really like to hear. You can comment even below to tell if you have these experiences with your body image. This would be very interesting to hear, because I've had this. I had a lot, as I explained in the past, and just getting rid of those, it's very liberating, and it's just a way to accepting, you know, these many looks and sides of your body, and that way just having also just much more balanced development for yourself. All right, guys, take care and stay strong.